Hello everyone. Okay, we are here at our 18 unit. Today we've walked all of the vacant units with our contractor and went through with them what we want done in each unit. So when they start in a couple days, they can hit the ground running. We're also going to meet up with him. They had an appointment to get to now, but we're going to meet up with him again this afternoon to just sit down, review our notes, go through everything. But we wanted to do a couple videos. We'll do two of the units because the layouts are pretty much exactly the same. There's three buildings, there are 3 levels. The first floor has the 2-bed, 1-baths, and then the second and third have the 3-bed, 1-baths, and they're all pretty much identical. So what we show in these 2 videos with the 3-bedroom and the 2-bedroom are pretty much the same for all of them. So we'll start. So here's the front door. This was probably one of the few front doors we're gonna have to replace. The common areas, we're gonna get all these painted, put new lights, and
Somebody fix this with a finish nailer.
yeah,
Better than the duct tape job.
you can see, this is luckily the only one that looks like this. The rest of the front doors are all good, but we're going to get rid of the brown and just lighten the hallway up. I mean, just have lights that work is a plus, and then do a new coat of paint. I'm gonna go into the apartment.
Okay.
And then you walk in the front door. We still are not sure how many of these, if any of them, work. But when you walk in, there's a little coat closet there, and this is the living room. So here, every unit has a porch. These need some work done, which we'll wait until winter's over. But they all have a porch. Luckily, the porches are all solid. The wood, as you can see, some of it will need to be replaced. But all of them will at least need to be painted and taken care of. So the baseboard heating, a lot of these we can just clean up. But like when you look underneath, this one is actually one of the few that's very clean underneath. A lot of them underneath look like crap. So we'll be cleaning up so they all look like this. So this one will need to be all painted. You can just see like the doors kind of beat up, the wall, like all that stuff will need to be removed, just all the dirt and grime. So this is one of the ones that will need the most amount of work. One of the units has carpet in it. So that'll all get ripped up, but otherwise the flooring, the majority of it is good. So the kitchens, so these are the 3-bed, 1-baths. The kitchens, these are all, this one's pretty nasty. You can see how well the light works. So these kitchens will be ripped out. This section will stay the same. We will keep the stove there, do a cabinet. So the layout will be the same here. On these ones, we'll keep the fridge here. And then you've got the sink, no dishwasher. So we do want to add dishwashers. We're going to tear this wall out. It's not a load-bearing wall. It's just a useless wall. So we're going to tear this wall out and bring the kitchens out about to the outlets. They're all, what's weird, for as identical as all the buildings are in the units, not all of them have an outlet there. Some of them, the outlet's further over. But we do want to bring the kitchen out. That was not our original plan, but after walking them again and talking to our contractor, it is what we decided to do, because we do want to add, the property manager also is saying it would be really good to put a dishwasher. And if we were to just put a dishwasher there, they'd have such little cabinet space, and these kitchens are so small, so it will end up costing a little bit more for each one. Taking this wall down won't be much, but it'll just be an additional base cabinet or 2 plus a dishwasher. So that's the main thing that we already know is going to be more than what we budgeted, because we didn't budget for that. But like I said, once we got here again and we've walked them, we decided, you know what, we prefer the what do they say? Pay once, cry once, or something like that. So we'd rather make sure that we get all of these units updated, and we know that they have new kitchens, we know that they've got the dishwashers and they're all in good shape, as opposed to just trying to patch it. Like, most of these need to be redone, so we'd rather invest the money now. We plan to hold for long term, so we want to make sure that everything we do is good quality, going to be safe, and going to be desirable for tenants. So we have decided that we are going to take that wall out and add dishwashers. So that'll give another base cabinet or two, add a dishwasher, and then we'll do all new cabinets. We're going to do white shaker cabinets, not MDF. MDF is terrible because it gets a little bit of water on it and they are ruined. So we're not going to do that. Obviously this will all be cleaned up. This is the only unit where all the interior doors are crap. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but like there's kind of a big crappy patch there. But the units, definitely need to be cleaned. And this one definitely needs to be painted. Luckily, a lot of the ones that are vacant don't need to be painted. I think 3 of them will, and 4 of them will not. They'll need some touch-ups, but they won't need like a full paint job. The blinds, we'll replace any blinds that are broken. We'll replace the blinds, but what our property manager does in the lease is pretty much says, we are not responsible for blinds. If you break them, if there's blinds when you move in, then they're yours. So if you break them, damage them, it's not our responsibility. So we liked that. So we'll follow along with that. So this is one of the bedrooms. So some of the bedrooms, and by some, I'm going to say most of them, have closet doors, but they're all crap. I personally do not like closet doors, so we are actually going to, if the closet doors are like this, where this one's off the hinges, we're taking the closet doors out. And because we don't want the tenants to be like, oh, is there a closet door here? So all the hardware, so like this up here for the runner of the closet door, we're gonna take this out, and we're gonna take the bottom section out. So when they see the closet, there's going to be no sign that there were ever closet doors. If we get a tenant that really wants closet doors and they are a good tenant, we will do that. But I made that comment to our contractor saying that we were going to get rid of the closet doors. And he says, now that you think about that, he goes, we never close our closet doors. I said, yeah. I said, to me, they're just useless. And especially these. And if we do replace any interior like closet doors, we'll do the French doors. These bifold are just complete crap. Luckily, all of the windows are in good shape. We don't need to replace any of the windows. There was one broken one, but the seller had to replace it, which they did. So you can see, so like under this one, this heater, like this is the stuff we want to clean up. Like when you walk into the bedrooms, you can see right underneath it, and it's just gross. So we'll clean all up under all these baseboard heaters to make sure they're in good shape and all look good. And then you come in to the other bedroom, and one thing, so here's a light switch. No light. So this building was built in the late 70s when they didn't like lights apparently. So what our contractors are going to do is figure out which outlet that light switch is connected to, because more than likely it's connected to one of those outlets, because that's typically what they did, was they connected the light switch to the outlet. So we'll figure out what that light switch, which outlet it goes to, and then we'll run a wire. We're gonna do it on the exterior and use wire molding, as long as it's allowed for the city. We believe it is. If it has to be buried in the wall, obviously we'll do that, but we'll do it and we'll put a nice LED light on the ceiling. Every unit is like that. They do not have lights in the bedrooms for whatever reason. This doesn't have the pull cord. We'll replace those lights, but they have decent sized closets. So, this one does have a light. See, like, why do you have a light switch there? Not all of them have a light switch, which is one of those things that it's kind of inconsistent throughout, but yeah, they all have decent closets. And this room is a nice big room. Which we find odd is the other thing. This room doesn't have any AC unit in it, which is odd because this is the bigger master and the smaller one does. But this one also does not. So my guess is they were just looking, let's put it, because that's one end of the apartment, let's put it at the other end of the apartment. That's the only thing that I can think of, is they were just thinking, let's put them at opposite ends. Because you would think that they'd have one in the master, but they don't. And you can see this baseboard heater is all beat up, so that needs to just have a new cover put on. Again, blinds replaced. And this one, this is the unit where all of the interior doors will get replaced. This is the only 6-panel one in here, but the other ones are also just beat up. And then the bathrooms. So this vanity is actually probably going to be salvageable. We'll have to put new doorknobs on it. For some reason they took it off, but inside is in good shape. Some of the bathrooms, which you'll see in the other unit we go into, have smaller vanities than this. And I'm not sure why, because you have all this space that there's nothing. So we're going to do, I think, 36-inch vanities. We have to keep some space from the heater, so we won't go wall to wall, but we'll still be able to add a 36-inch vanity to the bathrooms that we do the new vanities in. And some of the other thing that's inconsistent in the units is in the bathroom. So this one you can see has a mirror here, just hanging there, and nothing here. Some of them have a built-in medicine cabinet here, and that whole section is just one big mirror. Most of them have a towel rack, but they're inconsistent on what the towel rack looks like. And this is one of the grossest tubs, but it's mostly just gross and dirty. The tile itself is still in good shape. So there's no like cracked tile. So we'll just need a good cleaner to come in, clean this up, really just ripping out all this caulk. Because if you look, that's really, it's all just the caulk that looks nasty. And like that caulk is just like pulled away. So once we pull all this crappy caulk out, clean it, and put new caulk in, this tub should look fine. And this is the worst, I think this was the worst tub that there was. So, yeah. Otherwise, all of the showers are in much better shape. This is the worst one, but we shouldn't have to replace any of them because this is just, this should be able to get cleaned up. So that is good. But like that door, you know, we're not going to try and replace that. We're just going to, or we're not going to try and fix it. We're just going to replace it. But yeah, just dirty walls. Corners kind of all beat up, but so this is one of the 3 bedrooms. As I said, I'll do another video for the probably a 2-bedroom and show you the layout of those ones. Slightly different because it's the 2-bedroom and they're the first floor, but overall it's what we expected. They were in the same condition as when we saw it before. And the only, I'll say, unexpected expense we're going to have is taking out that wall and expanding it and doing the dishwasher. But I think that'll be worth the investment now. You also notice this one doesn't have a fridge. And for the appliances, so they have a stove. This one obviously doesn't have a fridge, so we'll obviously have to add the fridge. This stove is kind of borderline. This one will probably end up replacing. But they've actually, from what we can remember, they've actually replaced some appliances since we last walked through it, which we were surprised with. But yeah, so this is, again, one of the 3 bedrooms. Oh, the other thing that we've been asked about was the baseboards. So these baseboards are, you know, they're an older style, but these ones actually are probably going to be salvageable. The couple of units that have carpet, we're going to have to do all new flooring. They'll do new baseboards in there, but talking to our property manager and the contractors, it's not worth the money to, if they look fine, if they are not all beat up or broken or anything like that, then we'll keep them. It's not worth the time and money to replace the baseboards. As I said, one of the units that has carpet, where we're gonna have to pull them off and do new flooring, paint everything, it makes sense to do it for that unit. And I think there's only 2 units like that. So that makes sense, just because, like I said, floor is getting ripped up. It has to be fully painted. Those ones need a complete redo. So those ones will end up being the nicest looking because they'll have the new baseboards, but it's not worth ripping up the baseboards in most of the other units just to give it that updated baseboard look. Everything else would be nice and new. So it'd be new paint. The floors are actually pretty new. They're dirty, but they're in good shape. So once they're cleaned up and just not filthy, they'll be good. Some of the kitchens will need new flooring. It's kind of hit or miss on which kitchen will and will not. And we'll actually just be going over, so they're tile. So some of them, like this one, we're gonna end up ripping up. One of the 1 bedrooms in one of the other buildings were the 2 bedrooms. I keep saying 1 bedroom. There's no 1 bedrooms in any of the units, but for some reason I keep saying 1 bedrooms. The 2 bedrooms, the floor is tile and it has some broken ones, and we're going to be redoing the kitchen, but we're just going to go over the tile with LVP. It's not worth tearing up that much tile. Our contractors also agreed. They said, are you fine with us just going over the top? And we said, absolutely. But there's going to be some cases where we need to take it out. So when we look at it as, do we just go over the tile or whatever current flooring is there with new flooring? It's not always a yes, absolutely, we always do, or no, we never do. It is a case by case. What's the situation with the floor? Is that floor already higher and now it's going to be even higher? Because the different floor heights can make the decision. What room it's in, if it's the kitchen and we're pulling up the cabinets, are we going to end up having all this weird floor space anyways that we're going to have to patch? So there's a lot of things that go into the decision on whether we will replace the floor or not, or just go over it with the new flooring. But like this light, the little light that could, it's trying to be a light. But yeah, like it just makes the units just dark. That's the one thing, like as soon as you walk in, they just all feel dark because most of the lights don't work. I don't even want to touch that. I'm not going to. But yeah, so I will do another video for one of the other units and show you what those ones look like. All right, now we are in one of the 2 bedrooms. So as I said, on all of the buildings, they're all identical. The first floor apartments are the 2-bed, 1 bath. Second and third floor, 3-bed, 1 bath. So here's the front door. I'll show so like these hallways, they're just dark, like the lights don't work. Just such simple things. So there's the door, again, no light. A little entryway. There's the mailboxes. This should, as you can see, it has a key code, but it doesn't do anything. So we need to get that fixed as well. But just walking in when it's dark and dingy and no light. So we're gonna do a fresh coat of paint on all of these. And then you walk through here, washer dryer. I want to add in another set of washers and dryers. So I want to do 2 stackables, and just give the tenants another set of washer dryers, because one of the units doesn't even have a washer. We don't even know if these work. This company apparently is no longer in service, no longer in business. So the utility rooms, we do not have keys to the utility rooms. One of the buildings we do, the other ones we don't. These are all in all of them little storage units. We have no idea if these are tenants that are still here or just trash that's been left. So we need to find out from the tenants that are currently in here if any of this is theirs. And then there's another exit there, and then another stairway up. So when you go into the building, each side of the building has a stairwell. The doors and the stairwells up. So you walk in, This is the 2-bedroom. I got the AC in the wall. Again, we need to find out. Oh, that does work. I don't know what this side does, but these, I did hear it buzz out there, so that actually does work. But again, like the flooring, luckily in almost all the units with the exception of the 2, is in good shape. Most of it. This floor, so this is the unit that this tile floor is good, so we will not take this tile floor out. The other 1-bedroom, we will just go over it with LVP. So this 1-bedroom, or 2, I keep doing that, 2-bedroom, this kitchen, the kitchens are all borderline, but we are just going to redo all of them. We budgeted to redo 14 kitchens, so we are going to do that. Just because they'll rent faster, they'll rent easier, and we'll have tenants stay longer if we have nicer kitchens. So that fridge we'll put over there. It's right there because it's too wide for that space. So when we redo the kitchens, we won't put that cabinet there. We'll put just a small spacer so we can do a wider fridge and do just same layout here across, and then we'll extend the cabinets a little bit further. You can't go right up against the heaters. You have to have about 18 inches. So that's probably about where it'll end, about where the fridge is. So we'll be able to put in another set of cabinets, and we'll be able to put the dishwasher in, and then it'll probably just be the dishwasher, and then I don't think we'll be able to fit a double at the end, but another cabinet on the other side. So this will give us, again, a dishwasher in all of the units and just new updated kitchens, so we'll know everything is good, everything's new. They've all got this nice hall closet. The bedrooms. This one is in good shape. It needs a little bit of like touch-up things, like they drilled something out and just did that. This is the one that has the little plant growing out of the wall. I can't keep plants alive, but that thing is somehow surviving. And we looked outside and there's actually nothing on the exterior. We expected to see a crack, an issue, something, and we saw nothing that would indicate like why there's a plant growing. Again, these closet doors, those ones might stay just because they're actually on the hinges, but the rest will be taken off. Again, a light switch, but no light. So we'll get that added. And this is the master's, the little bigger closet. But again, like this one doesn't need to be painted, definitely needs to be cleaned. But this room is actually, the paint is in good shape. Most of this apartment, the one is. This, so you can see, as I was saying, this one has like just a big mirror. They're all kind of a little different. This vanity, because of all that crap, like, I don't know, it's not in bad shape. And the tile doesn't need to be replaced, so that vanity might end up making it. And here, yeah, here's what I was saying, you got like the built-in medicine cabinet. And the showers, you can see like the shower is in much nicer shape. This one actually looks like they might have just reglazed it. The caulk is new. It needs a little bit of cleaning still, but this is what most of the showers look like, are in this condition. So that's very good. A few of the toilets I'll have to replace, but overall, we shouldn't have to replace any toilets. And for some reason, like every single toilet, the toilet seat is up. But, so this is the 2 bedrooms. There's one 2-bedroom that this part of the kitchen is actually comes out this way, so it's L-shaped. This feels much more open, and we like this, so we're actually going to tear that kitchen out, and then we're going to put it against the wall like this. This is how all of them are, so that one, they made it a little island L-shaped and had a little breakfast nook, but I don't know, it just seems like a waste of space and it makes it feel smaller. This, when you walk in, just feels a lot bigger. So we're gonna convert that one to this layout. So this is the 2-bedroom unit, and we're pretty much just cookie cuttering all of them the same. So they're gonna use all the same cabinets, and they wanna go through and decide, okay, which units are we gonna be doing in the first month, and just order everything. So instead of ordering like cabinets for one kitchen and another one, because they know that they're gonna do all of them, they're gonna order cabinets for 2, 3, 4 units at a time, probably 3 or 4 units at a time, so they can just get everything in, get it delivered, and be able to just bust them out. So like we said, a few of these units, like this one specifically, it doesn't need a full paint job. It definitely needs a deep clean. It doesn't need flooring. The only thing that it definitely needs is the kitchen and the touch-ups. But like this is one of the units that we'll be able to get turned and rented the quickest, because all that we'll have to do is rip out the kitchen and replace the kitchen. Oh, and this one, the appliance, like this is brand new. Pretty brand new. There's one that's brand new. Yeah, this one has been used. Must have been the other unit. Has a, like this, there's a brand new fridge. You still got the paperwork in it. So we do have a handful of units that have brand new appliances. When we replace them, we will replace them with stainless steel. Our property manager did say, he goes, you will be able to get a little bit more money for them, and they will rent faster. So that's another one of those things where, yes, it's more money, but we have found that tenants like when they have nicer appliances. You know, one, just getting all of them to be functioning appliances will be an upgrade for this place, and then making sure that we have nicer ones for the ones we do replace, doing the stainless steel. So, and the other thing that's weird is there's no consistency on whether the stoves are gas or electric. It's a mishmash. Each unit is different, and we're not sure why. But it's not like, okay, we haven't figured out a pattern of which one's gas and which one's electric. So that's another thing that we'll have to pay attention to when we're buying appliances, is which ones have a gas stove, which ones have an electric stove, to make sure we don't buy the wrong stove. So, but yeah, so this is the 2-bedroom, but yeah, that's basically what we've been doing all day, is just walking through these units, seeing what works, what doesn't, what we need to replace, what's worth replacing, doing the new kitchens, doing countertops. It's going to be worth it. And for us to know, okay, we're putting the money into it now. Those kitchens will last a long time. We're not going to have to worry about in a year a tenant moving out and replacing a kitchen because we didn't do it now. So we want to do as much as we can now that makes sense, and know that everything is good, in good shape. And we're not going to have to be dealing with stuff in a year or two. Obviously, there's always something that comes up, but we want these to rent quick. We want these to be good units, that the tenants are happy and that they want to stay. So some of these kitchens we probably could salvage, but we've decided we're just going to do all new ones. So yeah. Trying to think of what else we went over. We haven't done anything outside because it has been pouring rain here. Now it's just sort of a sprinkle, but we've done pretty much just all the interior stuff, looking at all of them, and we are going to, we'll be back here Thursday when the crews start. I don't know if we'll come back before that. We put a lockbox in each building with the keys for the vacant units. We don't have keys to the utility room for two of the buildings. One of them we do, and in that utility room there's keys for the other units, but those are occupied. I went through and so the property manager sent me their letter that they put on the doors just saying, this is under new management, here's the information. We were already coming here. Normally that's not something that we would do, but I told our property manager, because we met with him yesterday, I said, we're coming back tomorrow, as in today. I said, I have no issue doing that. We're going to be here. There's no point in you guys sending somebody when we're going to be here walking it with the contractor. And John and I wanted to spend more time here. So he sent us the letters, we printed them out, and we went through and taped them to the door of all we were going to put them on the main doors, but not every tenant is coming to us. So 3 of the units are under a master lease, so they're going to stay. So I didn't want to put them on the mains. We just taped them to each individual door. So there's 8 units that are occupied, that we put the notices on. And the plan is going to be most of those tenants we don't want because they're behind on rent. So instead of saying, oh, you guys are behind on rent or you didn't pay your prior one, we're going to have to evict you. What we're going to do is just, not me, but the property manager, is just going to contact them and say, hey, the building's under new management. They're going to be doing rehab. Here's your 60-day notice. So, and hopefully that will go over better and we won't have as many issues. I still expect to have some issues with some of the tenants, but that is the game plan. And we'll see how that goes. So, but yeah, we were happy the sellers did actually go through and do the fixes that they were supposed to. We weren't really sure if they were going to, but they did. So that was good. And yeah, we've just been kind of going through and figuring it out, but we're excited to get started and walk them and see everything. So we'll do a video of the exterior. It's not supposed to rain. I think today and tomorrow it's supposed to rain, but then it's not supposed to rain the rest of the time we're here. So yeah, it's still raining pretty good out there. So we'll do the exterior tour another day, but this is the interior. And like I said, the layouts are all the same. So they're all in kind of different levels of needing to be fixed. But we'll be taking care of all that. So we are excited. Yeah, if you have any questions on anything of what we're going to rehab, why we're going to do it, why we're doing something, and maybe why we're not doing something else, feel free to put that in the comments, shoot me a message, whatever you'd like. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have about this rehab process we're about to undertake. So we are excited. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll be posting some more videos throughout the next week while we're still here working on the property.